The man with the deep voice, the mustache, and the cowboy charisma has always been Sam Elliott. A gentle soul and an untold love tale lie beneath that rugged macho exterior. He has portrayed characters that are either alone or unwilling to commit to anything permanent. However, in reality, he has been faithful to a single woman for many years. The woman who supported him, whom he now refers to as his love of my life, is now letting him vent now that he's 80 years old. Although you're familiar with his film roles, this is the first time you've seen him in such a dramatic one. Come with us as we expose the identity of the woman who took Sam Elliott's heart and never returned it. But to put it all in perspective, let's revisit the beginning of his trip and how it unfolded. An ambitious young man with a commanding presence. Sacramento, California, is the site of Sam Elliott's birth on August 9, 1944. His mom, Glynn Mamie, was a diving champion in her day in Texas. She went on to teach physical education. He was helped in the wild by his father, Henry Nelson Elliott, who was a federal employee in the United States. Sam's forefathers were from El Paso, Texas. In fact, one of them served as a medic during the world-famous Battle of San Jacinto. Families uprooted and settled in Portland, Oregon when Sam was 13 years old. Throughout his adolescence, he resided there. In 1962, he earned his diploma from David Douglas High School. Sam attended the University of Oregon for his undergraduate studies in psychology and English after finishing high school. However, he was only a member for 2 terms before he left. From Vancouver, Washington, he returned to Portland and enrolled at Clark College. His first taste of acting came from it. For a school performance, he was Big Jewel in Guys and Dolls. The local media even went so far as to say he should act more professionally after his performance. Sam decided to give university life another shot after graduating from Clark College in 1965 and re-enrolled at the University of Oregon. The Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity was another one he joined. His father's death from a heart attack, however, turned life upside down. Once again, Sam left. He felt immense pain at that moment. Even though he wanted to be an actor, his father had always disapproved. "He bestowed that cliché upon me," Sam remarked at one point. "A career in Hollywood is completely out of the question for you." Sam looked up to his father and did his best to emulate his work ethic, even if his dad didn't support his ambitions. Sam uprooted his life and headed west to pursue his passion in the late 60s. To make ends meet, he worked as a construction worker while he was in acting school. At Van Nuys Airport, he was also a member of the California Air National Guard. Sam was prepared to put in the effort, even though things were not easy. Hollywood welcomes a cowboy. Sam Elliott was ideal for roles in westerns thanks to his good looks, deep voice, and composed demeanor. In 1969, with an appearance on Judd for the Defense, he got his big break in television. After that, he appeared in cameos on old westerns like Lancer and Gunsmoke, playing a card player who observes Robert Redford's shooting prowess in the 1969 classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was one of his first film appearances. Sam began appearing in Mission Impossible episodes in 1970, playing the role of Doug Robert. Commercials for Falstaff Beer, in which he played a cowboy, began to appear in 1972. Hollywood was starting to get a clearer picture of him. Sam Elliott had recently arrived in town as a cowboy. I Will Fight No More Forever, a 1975 television movie, gave him his big break. The Nez Perce people and Chief Joseph's fight for land ownership was depicted in the story. Sam started to get more acclaim as a serious actor after starring in a film. His role in the unexpectedly successful film Lifeguard occurred a year later, in 1976. Playing the role of lifeguard Rick Carlson, he goes to a high school reunion and begins to regret his decisions in life. Even though critics were divided on the film, Sam stole the show. Even though the character didn't have much say in his own destiny, critics praised his commanding performance. With each successive part, Sam became more famous, and people started to see him for more than simply his good looks in cowboy roles. Not only that, but he had acting chops, hell, weapons, and emotional parts. More substantial jobs for Sam came in the 1980s and late 1970s. He was great in a wide range of roles, from innocent cowboys to violent outlaws. The 1977 miniseries Aspen featured him as Tom Keating. Both The Sacketts, 1979, and The Shadow Riders, 1982, were adaptations of books by Louis Leamer, and they starred Tom Selleck. He became an indelible part of the TV Western canon thanks to these parts. His soulmate, Catherine Ross, co-starred with Farrah Fawcett and him in the 1981 film Murder in Texas. A Death in California, co-starring Cheryl Ladd, was released in 1985, just a short time after that. He was also in a supporting role that year, opposite Cher and Mask. On the holiday picture Prancer, 1989, viewers witnessed Sam in a more sympathetic light, where he portrayed a dad who was making an effort to bond with his kid. Concurrently, he was the star of several television pictures, including Gone to Texas and Buffalo Girls. The latter gave him the opportunity to portray Sam Houston, showcasing the historic figure's political acumen and fighting energy. It was Sam's turn to showcase his acting chops once again. He co-starred with Patrick Swayze as the iconic no-nonsense bouncer Wade Garrett in the 1989 film Roadhouse. The 1991 film Connoisseur, which was adapted from another novel by Louis L'Amour, starred Sam and Catherine Ross once again. They had a real-life connection, a voice that became legendary, and their on-screen chemistry mirrored it. Throughout his career, Sam Elliott has played a number of memorable roles. He portrayed the role of Brigadier General John Buford in the 1993 historical drama Gettysburg. Tombstone, a timeless Western, featured him that same year as Virgil Earp. Then followed 1998's The Big Lebowski, a part that many fans are still raving about. The story is narrated by a cowboy with a soothing voice, while Sam performed the role of the mysterious visitor. The part, however minor, left an indelible impression. In 2002's We Were Soldiers, he played a strong soldier, and in 2003's Hulk, he played General Thaddeus Ross. His box office success continued. He played a new breed of cowboy in 2005's Thank You for Smoking, an ex-Marlboro man who became ill with lung cancer. It was a stark illustration of how his cowboy persona had fully materialized. Acting gave Sam a new audience as well. His voice acting credits include Barnyard, 2006, as Ben the Cow, and Marmaduke, 2010, as Buster. His older work may be unknown to younger admirers, but they recognized that voice. Both the action flick Ghost Rider and the fantasy picture, The Golden Compass, featured him in 2007, appearing alongside Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman on screen. In the 2009 film Up in the Air, he played a brief but significant role as a chief pilot who offered advice to George Clooney's character. Afterwards, he played a more laid-back and carefree version of Ron Swanson, Ron Dunn, on Parks and Recreation. Among his cinematic credits are 2015's Grandma and 2016's I'll See You in My Dreams. In the same year, his performance in Justified garnered him the Critics' Choice Award for Best Guest Performer. As the fads came and went in Hollywood, Sam Elliott never wavered. His real-life modesty, powerful screen presence, and deep voice are constantly on display. Sam, in contrast to many actors, seemed to gain respect as the years passed. No one anticipated this return. Although Sam Elliott had been performing for many years, 2015 brought about an unexpected turn of events. His career seemed to be picking up steam again as if it had just begun. He became a member of the ranch's cast, a Netflix series in which he co-starred with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson as a parent who is both strict and kind. Fans loved the show, and Elliot's laid-back attitude was just right. Concurrently, he appeared in Grace and Frankie as Phil Milstein, a reoccurring character. Viewers were reminded that he was equally at home in comedic roles as dramatic ones in that part. That wasn't all Elliot did. In the animated picture, The Good Dinosaur, he provided the voice of Butch with his renowned deep bass. His warm, expressive voice worked wonders even in a cartoon. That being said, The Hero was the standout film. He portrayed Lee Hayden, a legendary Western performer in his twilight years who is searching for purpose in life. In the film, the audience went wild for the show. Elliot is perfect here, Award Circuit's Joey McGidson remarked. All of your favorite things about the hero are condensed into him. In the film, we saw a softer side of Sam, a man who reflects on his life without remorse. Upon careful consideration, a more unconventional and daring project, involving the man who murdered Hitler and subsequently Bigfoot, was taken on by Elliot later that year. Although the title is a bit off-putting, his performance was spot on. Sam demonstrated his ability to handle serious roles regardless of the story's peculiarity once again. The recognition he deserved, however, did not come his way until 2018. A dominant statement, a singular nomination, and a singular role. Along with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, Sam Elliott was a star in 2018's A Star is Born. Elliott portrayed Cooper's character's older half-brother, Bobby Maine. Their on-screen romance was intense, passionate, and incredibly genuine. It captivated viewers and critics alike. Things were modified by this role. Elliot was named Best Supporting Actor by the National Board of Review for his portrayal, but the most crucial thing is that it earned him his first-ever Oscar nomination. Yes, it had finally happened after all these years in the business. And what did Sam have to say about being nominated for an Oscar? He informed the reporters, in his trademark style of forthrightness and humor, that the thing that comes to mind is probably about Fox time. Only Sam Elliott could deliver a phrase like that. Simple, heartfelt, and genuine. For the same part, he received a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. Elliot had obviously moved on from his days as the deep-voiced cowboy to his current role as a revered actor who could make you cry with a single glance. In 2022, though, things took a surprising turn. Return to prominence for a Western legend. Sam Elliott returned to the genre that brought him fame, Westerns, in 2022. He played the role of Shay Brennan in the smash hit series 1883, which was a spin-off of the beloved Yellowstone series. During the perilous 1883 American frontier season, Elliot portrayed a man guiding a band of immigrants across hostile terrain. It wasn't like just any old cowboy character. It was profound, moving, and impactful. Elliot had a strong character, but he was also fragile, courageous, and traumatized. The show premiered in late 2021 and continued into early 2022, introducing Sam to an entirely new audience. People took note of his performance. The Screen Actors Guild honored him for his exceptional performance in a television movie or miniseries. Many already believed it, but that victory proved it. Sam Elliott has been gone for some time. He had never been better. Despite his achievements, many people still have a misconception about him. Samuel Elliott's hidden qualities. Since the late 1960s, Sam Elliott has been a part of the entertainment industry. You know him only by hearing his voice and seeing his face. Despite his laid-back cowboy exterior, this man has tales that not many people have heard. His father will be the first. Sam had a clear idea of his career path from an early age that involved acting, but his father didn't consider it a legitimate occupation. "Your chances of making it big in Hollywood are as slim as a snowball," my dad used to say. In an interview, Elliot reflected on how Sam refused to be crushed by that type of skepticism. He put it to use as fuel. According to him, that inspired him. Even though he lived in a different era, my dad was a decent, down-to-earth guy. His father tragically passed away at the young age of 54 from a heart attack. At the age of 18, Sam was a mere teenager. In his last moments, he caught a glimpse of my plays. According to what Sam told ARP, "If he knew his child became an actress like me, I believe he would be proud." His comments reveal the deep personal investment he has always had in his work. The casting couch, the unsung hero of Hollywood, is the next stop. Sam Elliott does, in fact, have anecdotes. "The stuff I could tell you about the casting couch," he said in 1980, "would blow your mind." Men and women alike had contacted him, he confessed. "I've declined each one of them," he continued. "I have to bear the burden of guilt, even though it has injured me." From the beginning, Elliot remained true to his principles. Even in his declining years, he maintained that level of candor. He spoke frankly when questioned about the hashtag #MeToo campaign. According to what he told Variety, it's the most beneficial development for Hollywood recently. His first in a major motion picture, Lifeguard, ought to have been a breakout role, yet it is another obscure tale. Sam was taken aback, though, by the poster for the picture, which featured him in a pair of Speedos with two women dangling from him.